Hey everybody, and welcome to part 3 of our journey with myself and Jamie. We're going to be talking about our relationship, how it started, and how it progressed, and up until where we are now. Right?
Right.
All right. So I guess I will take it back to like when Crystal first came to me and started telling me that she had feelings for Jamie. Obviously, we've already talked about how I knew. I could tell, I could sense, that she had, a more deeper connection with Jamie than, just a friendship. She'd had a lot of friends, and I'd been with Crystal for a long time. And, I could just kind of see the way that they looked at each other, and I knew that, there was more there. Jamie moved into our house, and I guess the way that it probably all started was we all kind of had overlapping schedules. Crystal would work like a regular normal shift. It was like what you would consider just a regular daytime shift, like from 8 to 5, 9 to 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Jamie was kind of a few hours behind her, and then I was a few hours behind Jamie. So I would come home at nighttime after getting off work, and Crystal would be in bed, Jameson would be in bed, and Jamie would be studying. She was in cosmetology school. Yeah. I remember helping her with her homework and, just spending a few hours every night with just her and I.
Joey and I had a lot in common. Our friendship was very strong to begin with because he helped me learn Crystal. He helped me feel comfortable moving in here. We were just really good friends. We're a lot alike. We like a lot of the same stuff. So it was really easy for us to, hang out. Even whenever, we would be studying for I remember facials. I don't know why, but I remember studying facials with him. And he could probably give someone a facial, honestly, because he was so good at it. But he also took the time to help me put extensions in my hair and just all kinds of stuff. We just used to hang out all the time, and it was always a fun time. And not to mention, at the beginning it was me, Crystal, and Joey that if we we're intimate, it was all three of us. So, how can you not be intimate with someone and not start to have feelings for them?
I remember also, whenever you and Crystal got together, initially, right around the time you moved in, it was winter time. And I remember there being a lot of talks about you and I getting Crystal Christmas gifts. I remember there being tons of text messages sent back and forth, you would have ideas for me, I would have ideas for you, we would have ideas just of things to get her together. We bought her a world's greatest wife/girlfriend trophy. We had it made and gave it to her for Christmas. We just, we spent a lot of time and thought, exchanging text messages back and forth for Christmas presents. And like Jamie said, our bond just grew, as a friendship. And then, the times that we were intimate, along with Crystal, that we just became a, kind of a natural thing. Jamie mentioned something about the extensions. I'm going to try to find the picture. We actually did taking a picture of that night, but I remember that being the first evening where it just kind of became a thought. You know what I mean? It was was one of those things where it's just like, you know, you're hanging, you know, you're doing what you're doing, but you're hanging out together. And funny, you had bought these extensions that were for a blonde person's hair.
Because I had to dye them purple because I had purple at the time. So
Right.
I had to have like bright blonde so the purple would be the same color as my hair.
But the beads were...
Yeah, they were beaded ones.
Yeah,
so the
they were like a
beads were
blonde
white,
color.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like a lighter color. And I literally had to take, after doing all of these extensions, I literally had to take a Sharpie marker
because
and
I had
color
dark roots.
every single one of those beads in. So we were like closely, like, you know, together with my hands on her head for probably 2.5, 3 hours, maybe more that night.
Yep.
And I didn't even get off of work until 11, so I got home at like midnight. So we probably finally rolled off to bed at like 3 or 4 in the morning and spent, you know, all that time together.
Yeah, you spoiled me from the get-go.
So anyways, you know, our relationship started forming at that point, and you know, I think it was just a thing that popped up in both of our heads, and I guess maybe we were all just sitting around one night, and you know, I brought it up. I knew that it was going to be like probably cause some problems, but you know, at that point in time, like I just couldn't like hide the feeling any longer, and not to mention the fact that, you know, like in my mind it was kind of like a, well, how the hell can anyone not understand,
Yeah.
you know, kind of situation. So I brought it up, and it was a fucking rough night for sure.
I don't think we slept that night.
No, and it was a rough month and a half, maybe even 2 months after that.
Yeah, it was bad.
But we kind of eventually softened into where, you know, we became accepted as, you know, like a couple, kind of forming a relationship inside of a, you know,
But
already formed V.
as soon as we told her, I mean, yeah, the first night probably not, but like as soon as she like decided that she wanted to be with, you know, both of us, and that, you know, we wanted to be together, as soon as she accepted that, she, you know, told us that she would work on it. So
Yeah,
not doing things and her telling us that one day it'll be different, that helped a lot. Like knowing that someone you love is working on it, you don't have those feelings like she did, you know what I mean? So we don't know how it feels, but like we understood just because she was trying, and
Well,
that's all that matters.
And not to mention the fact that, like, you know, we both really wanted to be with Crystal. You know, we also wanted to be together, but, you know, we wanted to be with Crystal. It took Crystal realizing that she wanted to be with us, and, you know, not anywhere else, before it just became like kind of full circle, and she, you know, started working on it. I do remember her sitting us down and being like, look, you know, I too have kind of noticed that you guys are getting closer, and, you know, everything's gonna be okay. I'm just asking for a little bit of time. And it went uphill from there. We had, you know, just arguments and fights and rocky, you know, times, but
I mean, we still moved slow. Like, it was a slow process. I mean, I thought it was a slow process.
no, it definitely was. Like,
for me and him, probably not for her. And you know what? She did really good, because, like, if you probably were an outsider looking in, it probably really honestly wasn't as slow. She probably moved pretty fast. But, like, you know, when you have feelings for somebody, and
especially when they're new feelings, anybody that's been in a relationship knows what it's like at the beginning, and you know, you want to jump into it head first, and, you know, like, start progressing, and, you know, we wanted that, but at the same time we both knew that, you know,
we didn't want to hurt Crystal.
we knew that we had to wait, and we were willing to do so that
and
Crystal...
we were trying to make her understand that just like her loving two people, we also can love two people and not love one of them more than the other. I think she was so scared that him and I would just like love each other and just kind of leave her out. So, it was really our job to reassure her that, we loved her still,
And we did that constantly, and we still do that constantly.
That's very important, and you should do that even in a monogamous relationship. It really helps the relationship, honestly.
Yeah, like I said, we still do that constantly. We still, do small little silly things, whether it be notes or messages on, energy drink cans from the morning, or, the dry erase boards, or notes in lunch boxes, or, cards for no reason, or whatever. Like we know what is required of us by our partners, and we know what we need to do, especially if you're in, any kind of relationship that's, gone on for a while. What they want and what they need. I know not long after we kind of started our journey as a triad, we all downloaded an app and started reading a what was it called? It's called the 5 Love Languages, and it basically tells each partner.
It's like what do you call it? A survey?
You do a survey to determine.
And it's about you. Mm-hmm. So you'll what were we?
You determine your personality.
But there's 5 of them.
There's
I don't
5 different
remember
kinds.
them. It's what were we?
Affection.
Affection. We show love by affection. There was
it's a give and receive thing. We show love by giving affection to one another, but in the same token, it also tells you what kind of person you are, what kind of person you are, and what you need, as an individual. And Crystal ended up being a
I don't remember what it was called, but you do things for her.
You do things for her.
As far as clean and...
Yeah, you help out, you do, little extra chores here and there and stuff like that. But yeah, it really helped us understand Crystal and each other. And of course, Jamie and I were the exact same personalities, and, knew, exactly how one another thought when it came to, each other. So that, but also when we realized Crystal's personality, it totally made sense.
It did.
And not only did it totally make sense, but it hit really hard for me, because I spent, a decade of not realizing that that's what, showed her that I loved her. And I look back on it, and I wasted a lot of time by not doing those things. So
yeah, that's true. That's okay. You have forever to make up for it.
And I will.
You do. Most of the time. I mean, you're busy a lot. We all are. So as Joey and my relationship progressed, we hung out more, just one-on-one, not purposely, but just I got to go on ride-alongs with him. As you all know, I love true crime, so that wasn't necessarily true crime, but it was just awesome and just fun, and I loved it.
She means where I work.
Ride along. So he was a patrolman at the time, and I got to ride in the car with him while he was at work, and he would get called to, I'm trying to think, we mainly just set at stop signs.
Yeah, accidents and batteries and assaults and stuff like that.
I'm trying to think of some other things that you did. I can't remember. But then he also would bring me lunch to school and just soda, coffee, anything I needed, really. He really spoils me. They both do, actually. I'm really spoiled, I'm sure. They've probably got that by now. What else did we do?
we lived. I mean, when we were, in the same home, there would be times where we would have days off that Crystal would work. Crystal's one of those people that has to have something to do all the time, and she took on a second job. So there were several times when, while she was working, that we would, be here with Jameson, and we would, whether it be like doing household chores or, hanging out in the hammocks outside or whatever, we just continued to spend time together and progress in our relationship. There came a time when, things began getting, more serious, and, we started talking about, eventually maybe wanting to start a family together. We kind of always looked at it as like a, in the future we want to do this. She would be like, when I get out of school and I'm setting my, job and, have a good career and I can be able to take maternity leave and time off and stuff. And, so we were moving forward in that.
Yeah, it'll be our baby. Like mine, Joey, and Crystal's baby.
Yeah,
cute. All three of our babies.
Jameson's really wanted a younger sibling for a while now, and he can't wait.
It'll be Jameson's baby too. I forgot about him.
Speaking on the topic of the child, we still are looking forward to and planning to have a kid in the near future. We have, just like anyone else, goals that we've set for ourselves, and we're getting very close to meeting those. And it won't be long before we do begin, like, not necessarily trying, but to just quit worrying, whether we do or we don't, and just have fun with it. It's the only way you can put it. But that being said, Jamie had an accident, as everybody knows, in June of 2018, and that kind of put a setback on everything, not only the baby, but life and her career. She was actually on her way to start her first day of training for her new job, the job that she's currently working at, and that was a fucking nightmare. That was probably one of the worst things that could have ever happened to Crystal and I. Like, we literally thought we were going to lose her.
And Joey and Crystal still love me.
Of course we do.
Even though I don't look the same, so that's a plus. That helped me a lot, like that proves a lot, I think.
Even though that, Jamie was in an accident and, does not look exactly the same as she did, she also now sees that we were never in it for, shallow reasons like how she looked or something like that. Like, she also knows now, that we are going to be by her side forever and take care of her forever. That was I think if nothing else, you can call it a huge maturity moment for her. Thank you guys for joining us on episode 3 of our journey. This is mine and Jamie's story.
He actually loves me. Sometimes he acts like it, but...
Anyways, thanks for joining us. If you liked the video, remember to subscribe to our channel for more content like this, and click the bells for notifications, and give us that thumbs up. Do we have a game plan?
We were just telling our love story.
I know, but what, how are we gonna do it?
I mean, I thought it would probably just come like the start. Maybe you hit something, I hit something. You hit you go, I go, you go, I go.
Okay, do you want to start it out? You want me to start it out? Straighten your nose right now.
I mean, you can start it out if you want, because I don't really know where you want to start.
Okay. I'll start this over again so I can end it.
That's the ending. That was the ending. That's the ending.